G'day guys, today we are going to be talking about positioning as a superpower. We've done a lot of game mechanic stuff. If you haven't watched the recent muzzle attachment and grip breakdowns where I give you the actual recoil numbers and some of the inside tips and secret info that you don't know about, you should be doing. They will be in the video later on. You can click on those and move along. What I really want to talk about here is the tactical side of the game, because positioning is everything. Whether it's pulling your car up far enough away so that the two squads fighting don't hear you and do not react quickly enough to save themselves, i.e. like this situation here, or whether it's baiting people into following you and then giving yourself every opportunity to kill them as they push. This is all positioning. Reading the map, looking at where the circle is, knowing how many people the squad below you has killed, and if they're the main factor that you need to clear, which they are. Watch this. I'm going to bait these guys. I'm driving around that compound, then I'm going to hit this ramp here, land on the roof, and suddenly I am in the perfect position. That squad down there has 3 people. I knew they were at that compound. They were having a gunfight. They wouldn't come out. I baited them. So sue me. And now I've got them in a position where I have one at a time targets. The best way to squad wipe, and everyone who's been in the game for any length of time knows, the best way to wipe a squad is to clear them one at a time. You can't do it any better than that. Everyone knows that if you go and fight 3 people, even if they're not very good at the game, all at once, all of them at once, you are probably going to lose. If you break down those 3 people into 1v1 engagements, then you've got a far greater chance of getting the win. Conserving hit points, having a full auto gun on your secondary reload, that's how you do it. Now let's talk quickly about overextending. Overextending is probably the thing that is going to get you killed the most often in PUBG Mobile. And it's the kind of thing that leads to the worst situations for your squad as well. I am nearly going to overextend here. I've pulled up in the perfect spot. I am below the ridgeline. I know there's at least 2 or 3 squads up here, as in 2 or 3 different people who are in different factions within the game. People who aren't necessarily in squads. They may be solos. God, English, it helps. And I nearly overextend here. I'm looking, I'm thinking, can I push around? Can I push around? No. I pull back. And just as I pull back, that sixth sense, that positioning know-how drags me back to an area that saves me. And that guy over there who'd been holding behind that tree, he took his chance. He took his shot. He took his shot to clear me. And as soon as he did, it became very clear to everyone around where he was. And he had no options. The guys up the hill would have killed him if he had been further around to the right, so I couldn't shoot him. And if he goes round to the right so I can't shoot him, the guys up the hill will get him. He knows he's got to self-revive, but it's really not going to help him at all. That's positioning 101. Overextending is bad because what it will do is you'll just like, can I get away with this? Can I cross here? Is there likely to be someone there? If you make the wrong decision in that situation, the next thing you know, your squad's trying to revive you in a bad spot. You can get crunched, and even the best of players will get wiped and get cleared. And that's absolutely what just happened there. That poor guy, he took his chance, didn't get it done, and lo and behold, we're into another good position. See, I pull up underneath the ridgeline here, just means I get the first shot. That's all it does. And if you get the first shot, then it's very, very possible that you can get the last shot. We get that guy cleared, we tidy him up, and then we push down, and then it's just a 1v1. And even though he's got a better position, I've kept my car up, I know exactly where he has to be, and we're just going to beat him. Drop shot into the AK. Thanks very much. 12 kills, chicken dinner. Love it, love it, love it. More important than that, though, is reading the map and positioning yourself to actually clear targets. And this is really huge. You can see there's a squad at school. Why aren't I pushing the squad at school? Because there's also a squad at apartments. But if you look where the circle is, it's going to the east. It's going to the southeast. Now, I've got a level 3 helmet, so I don't mind taking a little bit of a chance here. There's 2 or 3 of them over there. There's a squad at apartments. I know this because I've already driven through that area, and I can't really push in without getting pinched. So what I do is I move to the other side of the circle. Now, the circle crushes in. And these guys get pushed together, the guys from school and the guys from apartments. And one squad clears the other squad. I don't know which it is, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to have to come out this way and they're not going to have a car. Why? Well, someone who shall remain nameless, but is probably me, and looks a lot like me, took the wheels out on every single vehicle around school and departments. Because screw those guys. If they're going to sit there and I'm on my own, they can get stuffed. Now I'm going to push down to this house here. I'm not actually going to push all the way in though. I'm going to get up on the roof. This is the perfect position. Have a look where I am. I'm right on the edge of circle. Anyone coming out of school and apartments is going to have to pass underneath me like that guy just did. And I know he's here. I know he's here somewhere. He's probably over there behind the tree. But what I don't realize is that's actually a solo who was doing the same thing as I was doing at apartments. And the guys at apartments have found themselves another couple of cars. Doesn't matter. It's all the same result in the end. They get absolutely shagged. This guy's got to get out from behind that car. He's got no choice. Everyone else is knocked. And if he doesn't get there, they're going to get rinsed and everyone's dead. That's positioning as a superpower. That is absolutely making a bet on the way the circle's going to go and setting yourself up for success. It could have gone badly. They could have pushed into me, but I would have had a gunfight where I was in a better spot than they were, and I was far more likely to be successful. I also just saw a guy run in up on this hill. I didn't look at him because he's a muppet and he's gone straight down and lied down, but I didn't want him to know that I realized where he was, and I also have a P90, so we're going to do that. This is a really important one. I want to talk a little bit about close quarters positioning. There are going to be two guys in this house. I'm going to pull out a Gren to fake Gren. I'm expecting them to be in this house, by the way. It's the best house left in the circle. And the guy is going to jump out the window. Now, I'm already expecting him to jump out the window, so, you know, I get him. But then instead of thirsting his mate, I just tap his mate and I let his buddy know, hey, if you don't come down, there he is. He's got his shotgun. If you don't come down, he's going to die. There he is. There he is. People waste knocks all the time. If you're positioning really, really well and you know it, why thirst the guy out and then have to go and push into the guy upstairs? Now, this is another one. I've got an SKS. That's a silly thing to be doing, but I've got a self-revive. And what I'm basically doing here is betting that this guy's not going to be able to get across here with someone else clearing him. There's people all around this compound. And rather than sit where I was, I'm going to move. Just as well I moved, because otherwise I'd be knocked. And then I'm going to get outside again and position myself on the back of the house. The guy that knocked me, yeah, he got screwed coming across. But what I get to do now is clear the guy that cleared the guy that knocked me, and then get the guy that knocked me as well. Everyone dead, me looking like a champion, all about positioning. If you want to get better at final circle positioning, this is a great series of rotations to watch. And positioning is most important when you get down to the end of the map. We don't have a vehicle. We've lost the circle, but there is someone up behind us who rotated in. Now, we really want their car. That's the most important thing. Barry has gone out to the right. Dingling is going to clear the guy up there, and Barry is going to go and get the vehicle. While that's happening, we're actually rotating in anyway because there is a car in front of us. So we're hedging our bets. We're going in a big, wide split. Dingers is already halfway down the mountain. I'm hard cover to hard cover. I'm looking at the people on the left, and where there is smoke, there is fire in this instance. That car down there, Dingers has already cleared that target. That was the guy that you saw come up as a team eliminated. So he's down there and pushing into that. We're going to try and make some kind of a little compound down here, and I'm coming down the mountain hard, fast, and furious. I'm going to park the car across like this, which gives us a little bit of a pocket to work out of. You can see the car's also working as a little bit of an extra cover in case someone rotates up on our right, as they indeed do rotate up on our right. I put the fiddlesticks down just in case those guys start focusing us And just as well I do, because I actually do. Put the fiddlestick down, and then I'm going to get some smoke out of the smoke gun in the Barry and dingers. They are only short duration smoke, so I'm thinking about putting a second one up, and I decide probably better just to get a knock. That's what we do. Now, cars are super important late game. You might not realize this, but without a car on a lot of these maps, you're not going to be able to rotate. If you try, you're just going to get rinsed. And what you can see here that's happening at the moment is we've got some really tough decisions to make. Now, when that guy goes down, you know that that's cleared up the top. We're going to have to rotate in our vehicle. But what we want to do, instead of just driving through the middle of the map, is rotate around through the cover. So I'm not going to just drive across because I'm not certain where everyone is. I'm watching the sound cues, and I can hear that there is a guy over there with a mini. I can see Baz and Dingers. I've got them in. We're going to drive around underneath the cover here. See how we're still in the trench all the way around, and then I'm going to pull us up here. Now, this is actually outside the circle, but I think that there's someone on our left, and I know that there's someone on our right. I'm not certain about that direction, but I know that the guy over there is. You can see him just there. So we're using the car as cover, get our knock, and we're back into it. Now this time we're going to go hard across because we don't have a choice. We managed to get one knock there, which means that someone should either be preoccupied or we're going to be only dealing with one guy. And there he is, the guy behind. It turns out that he was connected to the other fella as well. Now we're going to get the revive here. We are inside the circle, but we are very worried about the other guy coming in because that wasn't a team eliminated. So we're going to let the self-revive take, and we're just going to hold this little corner here. We're down to 5 others. There he is. There's the last dude. And rather than take the revive, we're telling Barry, go and clear that guy. Clear him now. He's low. He's in trouble. Clear him and we'll be fine. And that's exactly what he does. Bazza does the right thing there. So it's now 4 left. We've cleared the last of the squads that was over here behind us. And we are positioned now to come into this circle really nicely. Now, this looks chaotic if you're just watching this without me talking you through it. The way we've rotated, the way we've stopped outside the circle, the way we've pushed into an area where we're not really sure where everyone is, but it's actually got a lot of positives, a lot of thought and best practice. And when I chuck these, it's more or less a bet. We've got a lot of these fiddlesticks as a team, and we're chucking them left and we're chucking them right. And it's almost like if we get knocked or pushed from over there, we're going to be safe. That was just use the gun, mate. Get knocked, but we got the knock. And we're still safe here. We're very close to the circle, and we've got a good amount of time left to get the job done. They've got a knock they've got to deal with, so there's only one guy left up.
Watch out.
You can hear it happening in real time. Barry's marking where the guy is. Dingers is into it. He's knocked again, so you got one up. The other one's back down. He's at the tree. All about positioning. Everything is about positioning. It was slow, it was methodical, it was thought out, it had best practice behind it. And even though it looked chaotic and it was tough and there was no guarantees, we were eventually able to grind it down. And that was coming in from outside a circle where we had no vehicle and there was still another 13 people left. Positioning is everything in PUBG Mobile. Get good at it and get winning is basically what you need to be doing. You can do all the gunfighting you want, but if you're in the best position at the end of the game, you're going to have the best chance of winning, regardless of how good the other players are. Because we ain't the best gunfighters, but we win just enough games to keep us kicking along. I hope you enjoyed it. Look after yourself, stay safe on the battlefield, and as always, bye for now.